I think I'm recording. I'm just going to show you guys my template, which is an empty template. Um, Everybody else is doing it. Why can't I? Everybody else is also complaining about bouncing stems, and I just wanted to show how I do that. First, I'm just going to show you my empty template, and then try to explain in my own words how everything's routed. So I do a lot of sound design um, and music, mostly commercial music. So I have a template where I have a little bit of both. I have the sound from the picture, temp music, or my music editing. And as far as sound design goes, I have atmosphere and sound effects and Foley and feet. All of these things are all separate. This is all audio summing stacks, and then we're getting towards the musical stuff. Some instruments that are in here, and this is how I like it. It's not set up like a typical score or anything. This is how I write percussion on top and strings down to woodwinds, and then synths and other down to guitar and bass, and then some Ableton stuff if I ever want to. And each of these summing stacks goes to another auxiliary. Let me just move this over here so you can look at my pretty face. And that way I can record any automation in the groups, what I would call these groups. These are all my groups, and if I am doing a mix, I record the automation, and I want to record the output of that automation. So, for example, pick anything here, and that is a summing stack going out to, and that's where automation for the whole for that whole group is recorded. And that goes out to an auxiliary, and the auxiliary goes to my stereo out there. And it's down here in my stems summing stack. It's coming from the input is the output of that auxiliary, and I don't want to listen to it again, so there's no output there. So anyway, I can just click record on all of these, and then press record and bounce that in real time. Record all of these stems in one pass. I do groups. Some other people do every single individual thing. Well, you guys can do the bounce and place method, but I divide my stems, at least the percussion. I guess I could do the strings and brass and woodwinds, but nobody's. They either like my strings or they don't like my strings and brass. And if they need to have things separated, then I'll do it. But for right now, I'm not a big shot, so I just have these groups here. The other thing I wanted to show some of my friends was how I do presets, how I load presets. let's just pretend I'm going to start some percussion, and I save my channel strip settings as the library, if that makes any sense. For example, I want to find a preset or a patch in damage. So damage, this will load contact. It will load my, I have a lot of time. It will load my icon there that I saved in there. And now all I have to do is click here on the contact arrow here, and I can choose whatever kit I want. I've saved, what I did was I copied the folder structure from the contact instrument, those NKIs, copied those over into the audio unit preset folder, and just whatever I took, when I get a new library, I open up contact, go through each of their settings in here and save them one at a time. But it also lets me go through and kind of do what everybody does anyways. Hey, what do I got here? Let's play with that and see what it sounds like. I just do that and save it up here. Save as. And then in your user folder, library, audio, presets, native instruments, contact, damage, blah, blah, blah. Then you can see here that I just copied these patch names with the NKI here, and just, saved as, and it saves it as a AU preset. So all that really means is I can go through and load a preset, and there the name is. If you guys are moving tracks to other projects, or you just are an organizational freak like I am, that spends too much time on other crap besides writing music, then this is the way to go. So here I can start playing, and it's ready. And I did that for all kinds of other virtual instruments that I have. Other custom EXSs and Symphobia and whatever other toys that I had. Now the other cool thing is that the way I have these automatic channel strip names, it'll show here on the left what library it is, of course with the icon too, and then the patch name or number and all that junk. So it's I can have a good idea of what it is without having to type the name of that patch in, number one. And number two, I just look at the icon, and I can see in my whole mix, I can see what is what. Another dorky thing is I like to see things in colors. So I set up groups in my template. You can see here the automation group is set to that stem group. The VCA is also turned on, so it reads so I can write automation here in this area. But also the color I can assign, and all of these in that group will have the same color. That also means, this is so crazy, that also means that in my stems, it's automatically also the same color, whatever color I change it to if I wanted to, but I keep it all the same because I know from project to project, bright yellow is percussion 1. So you can see in my stem recording section here, that group is the same. So it always reads the color if I have that checked there. What else? What else did I want to talk about, or what else have I talked about recently? There's one problem with this whole thing, and that's when there's an update. For example, Symphobia updates their old library. These AU presets here in your little browser thing will still refer to those old presets. So you have to go through and update all of those. So I really am kind of a idiot, but to me it makes it so much easier to try a new patch, and instead of trying to search through here in these tiny little lists and go up through folders, and I can't see exactly remember where I am. Am I in the rhythmic suites or whatever? And I don't have to type in these patch names. That to me just saves a lot of time. Yeah, so there's that. Presets are saved in there. Again, the channel strip setting is saved as the library, whatever it is, Symphobia, or is it Ministry of Rock, or is it the dreaded Hollywood Strings? I had a lot of time where I found PNGs online, or I played with Photoshop trying to delete the background. All of this stuff just comes with the click, and I'm ready to play analog happy time. I guess if you were also really crazy, if you were crazier than me, you could also do mixes in one pass, separate different mixes, like no brass, or just brass and strings. Just playing with the sends in these in your from these stem recording buses. I guess you could send that to another auxiliary called mix brass strings or whatever. Yeah, okay, that's it. I guess I could talk about another thing that's I'm not really organized, but I learned that OMFs come with, and naturally they come with the timecode information in there. But I had a habit of having like my projects start at timecode 59, 58 with a 2-second blank space, because QuickTimes, some of the QuickTimes I get have 2-second pop. And working with OMFs, you can't just import an OMF with your project starting at that time code, unless it's the same time code starting in their projects. You have to double check that with your editor. Make sure that their time code starts at hour 1. And anyway, things were coming in at the wrong space. Even if you clicked on the region and said, move to original recording position. What else? how about I just do another video later if you are interested in this? Okay. Thanks, nerds. Talk to you later.